Welcome to another episode of the God and the Goddess podcast. I'm the Goddess Ebony, and I'm here with the God, Hiram Akeem. Say what's up. Say what's up.
What's happening? What's happening?
We're going to talk about today, why do people stay in relationships that they no longer are happy in or no longer suit them at that time in their life? Why do they stay? Why do they stay?
I don't know, Ebony, help me. You tell me. Give me the top 2 reasons why.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna say the top 2 reasons why people stay in situations they should not be in. And they're a tie for me. No one is greater than the other. One is
comfortability.
Comfort. They're comfortable where they are in that situation, and they don't want some new stuff. They don't want to try. They don't care what's out there. They'd rather deal with the demons they know about than figure out what other ones is out there.
Speak your speech.
And then the other one is finances. And whether it's one person can't afford to be without the other, or it just makes more sense for them financially to stay together, finances is, I feel like, the other reason people stay in them situations.
Listen, this is a good conversation. I was talking to one of my brothers this morning about that, and he was like, I don't understand why would they like literally stay if they know they're not happy. I was saying the same thing. It's easy to say, I like the way I live. I don't want to have to restart that over.
Yeah.
Anytime I like the way the sex feel and the way this man put the money in the bank account. No, I'm saying the way my living arrangement is what I don't want to alter. That carries a lot of weight. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm trying to say?
They're comfortable. It's working. Something's working. It may not be everything, but it's working.
Right. Or like you said, I prefer to deal with these particular demons and stuff like that. But it was interesting because at the end of the day, it made me realize, why do people, at the general sense, want to stay in a place that makes them unhappy? You would think that need to be happy is paramount, most important.
Nah, not always. It should be, but it's not, because we aren't taught that. Like, that's a whole nother subject, but I'm gonna go ahead a little bit. But we aren't taught that our happiness should be number one. We are taught other things, like being responsible is more important, or, being a good person is more important. We're ingrained in these things that we are to put ourselves after certain things. So we don't always put our happiness first.
But sweetheart, check this out. If you have been in a marriage for 12 years, putting up with shit that don't make you happy, just for comfortability and security, okay? And you eventually get a divorce after 12 years, do you know some of those demons are now a part of you? And once that's the risk you take, but people don't think about that.
And
then once you get with the new brother George, okay? Once you get with brother George, he will have to deal with all that, and you thinking you did the right thing by your husband by staying that long. He's draining you. He's putting his demons on you.
Say that again.
And then you want to turn around and just charge brother George for it. He's going to think like, damn, baby, I didn't do it. Why are you so mad? Why ain't you got patience with me? Usually this is what it sounds like. Let me translate. You got the new chick. You don't know how bad her marriage was, but you can tell. Because all she says is what the hell she ain't going to deal with. I ain't going to put up with no nigga doing this. And he ain't going to be coming at home at this time. I'm not going to put up with no guy that ain't going to be working this time. Then you realize, damn, that's all she talking about is what she ain't going to put up with. And you need to ask her, really, sweetheart, pump your brakes. What do you like? I know what you don't like. Tell me what you like. Let me give you that. Because obviously, if I move to the left, you ain't gonna deal with no nigga that's gonna move to the left. You ain't gonna deal with no guy that's gonna move to the right. You ain't gonna, tell me what you like.
Walk the line. But no, I agree with you. And we've talked about this before, and that's why I feel like it's so important to spend time after a relationship figuring out you right now at that moment. So many times people make mistakes of trying to move forward by trying to either punish, somebody for what happened to them in the past, or to avoid making the mistakes that happened in the past. And that can ruin your next relationship.
Yes.
After that relationship, you need to examine who you are right now at that moment. Not what you didn't get in your last relationship or what you wanted out of your last relationship. Because right now at this moment, you are a different person.
Speechless.
You need to figure out who you are, what you have to offer, what you want out at this moment, what you don't want, what you're willing to give. Like, I feel like that's my biggest issue right now. It's not that I'm not in a position to be in a relationship. It's not that I can't do the things to be in a relationship.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm
all
sorry.
That chiefing you doing.
All that smoking. Let me take a drink real quick. Hold on, y'all.
Do your thing.
I feel like
And that's a real drink.
it is. I'm not ready to give the things required to be in a relationship. And by that, I mean my time, my attention. You know, I'm focused right now on what makes me happy and growing my business.
What you're saying is me.
Yes.
Which makes you single, which is healthy.
Yes.
You know what you're saying?
Yes. But you know, but you can't get in a relationship if you're not healthy. And that's why I said it's so important to spend that time working on you and not just jumping back in a relationship, because you're going to make so many mistakes. And even if it does work, you guys are going to have to fight through so much shit to get to that work, when you could do that work by yourself before without ruining somebody else, possibly ruining somebody else, or possibly damaging yourself more.
I like that. And listen, let me say this, man. A lot of people believe when they leave a relationship, they really believe, this surprises me, that they're not leaving with scars for real. I mean, like for real, but look, in each endeavor, let's take it in business. If I give a guy a discount for some advertisement, or if I let him pay me the following month for an advertisement, and I gave him a discount off the top, and then he says he's gonna pay me next month. And I said, cool, don't worry about it. And then he don't pay me. I got to keep calling. I just learned something about that guy. So guess what it does? It makes me react to him like that. So now that's a part of my psyche. Some people will take it a step forward and won't ever give nobody that type of discount again. Mm-hmm. So you become a part of you. What you experience, it becomes a part of you, whether you like it or not. Mm-hmm. Your mama said, God damn it, as a little child, don't put your hand in the socket. She hit your hand, guess what? Mm-hmm. You acting as a result of her slapping your hand is something you shouldn't do. So you carrying that with you. Mm-hmm. See, when you're in these relationships, you understand, and when they come to an end, you literally have that person's your experience with that person with you. It's almost like this.
No. I'm gonna take over for a second. I'm gonna explain it a little bit simpler. I hope it's simpler. Let me say that. Let's say a cigarette is a relationship, okay? Every time you're in a relationship, you take that cigarette and you have to burn yourself on your arm. Now, before you go on and get your next cigarette, you can either get you some vitamin E oil, some cocoa butter, some antibacterial ointment, take care of that wound that's on your arm, or you can go ahead and just grab another cigarette and burn yourself again and hope that gets better over time.
You gotta say it with your metaphor.
But over time, everybody's burnt themselves or cut themselves. Over time, 9 times out of 10, that scar mark is still there, unless you do something to what? Care for it with either, bio oil, vitamin E oil, cocoa butter, a tattoo, whatever you use to heal that wound. If you don't do something, that scar is going to be there every time you look at it. With every new relationship, now you got 10 burn marks going up your arm, and all of them are visible because you never took one moment to try to care for one of those wounds. I
like that. Listen.
And now here you are, 40, 50, 60, however, 30, whatever.
13 damn burn marks going up your sleeve.
But wait, 13 burn marks, and then you're wondering why you can't find a good man or woman when you haven't done the work on yourself to make you a good man or a woman.
Well, obviously you did the work on yourself.
Shut it. You know what I mean? The healing part works.
Let me give you another metaphor. I can't even beat that metaphor. That metaphor is the metaphor.
I'm good with words.
That's why you're here. So look. You see this glass here?
Yes, sir.
It's to me, this empty glass represents. Let me see your water. I'll give you some more.
It's all right.
Okay. this empty glass represents a healthy person going into a relationship. You see, ain't nothing in it?
Yep.
Okay, now that's healthy. We're young, we're in our 20s. There's nothing in there, okay? Now look, about time, hold on. Okay, you see that? When you're in your 40s, what's it, about 3/4 filled?
Yeah.
Almost half, right? Okay, when you're in your 40s, that's what you're walking around. That water represents, that's in that cup, all the bullshit that you carry with you, okay? You walking around with it. Now,
lady.
Now, if I come to the dance, I mean, you start having a relationship, if I put a quarter in that, is that cup gonna overflow?
Yeah, it's gonna keep growing. The water's gonna keep rising every time you add anything.
A quarter in
Oh,
that.
no, it's not gonna overflow.
Right.
Not
How
with
about
one.
if I put 2 quarters?
Not with 2.
How about 5 quarters? Would that cup overflow?
Nah, not yet.
How about 10?
I think you still got a little room.
I think I can put up 20. What I'm saying is I got enough room, right? So that means all this empty space can handle the shit that I bring to the table. Every relationship is gonna bring original shit that you're gonna have to deal with. If you don't have enough room, let me pour the rest of this shit in there, and the water gets all the way up to the full mark, I throw a quarter in there, or 2 quarters, it's gonna instantly what? Overflow. That's the metaphor of every time I say something to you, everything explodes. God damn it, why you do that? I mean, shit, I ain't do nothing. You so quick to argue, quick to anger, quick to quick to have conflict and confrontational. Your cup running full. You come into the cats with a cup already. I can't even put a penny for my thoughts, a dime in there or nothing because it overfloods. That's why, that's when you know it's time to get out of there. That's early. You can do it. You can identify that early. Like, this girl don't have no room for me to even alter. Like, I didn't know you had here's a metaphor. I didn't know you had an issue with me coming home at 11. You stay where you stay. I stay where I stay. Why can't I come home at 11? Ain't no bill man gonna be coming home. You know, and then it's a big production. Now the cup running over. See, that's why you need to identify where your water at in your cup, to identify if you can even deal with another person. Y'all better film me before they kill me.
You know, we got way off subject, but before we got out of here, we're going to get back on subject real quick, and I'm going to ask you, what do you think are the top 2 reasons that people stay in a situation they shouldn't be in? And I know we didn't touch on this subject, but I want to throw in, a close runner-up, number 3, fear. But go ahead.
I think ignorance. I don't think people know when it's time to leave.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I don't think that's what my metaphor was about.
And not even just not knowing, but you didn't give your top 2. I want you to give them in like an order.
Okay.
But I agree with you right there. Ignorance, and not just, what you just said, but also ignorance of not knowing thyself. Because people will stay sometimes thinking, I can't do better. And that's because you don't know yourself. You are the better. You
better say it and don't delay it, Ebony.
Go ahead. Now, what's your number 2? I'm sorry. What's your number 2?
It's hard for me to come up with stuff. You got so much good stuff on this right here, girl. Okay, like I said, I think my number 1 is ignorance. I think people don't know when to pull out. Okay, and I'm just trying to give them a different thing from what you said. My number 2 would probably be tradition. Tradition.
Ooh. Can I add a little twist? Tradition and religion. Go ahead, though. I'm sorry.
Girl, you know what? You're a girl. You about to get a stick.
Because I've heard that so many times. It's against my religion to get a divorce, or my family is not acceptable.
Some of them don't even verbalize it. They just stick with it. You know what I'm saying? Stick with it long. And the tradition, even the tradition of my whole family been getting divorces. I ain't gonna be, even that.
Wanting to be the change, and willing to sacrifice your whole happiness just to be that change.
Speak your speech.
All right, you got any good words of wisdom for anybody caught in a situation that they may be thinking it's time to go, but they don't know if they're ready to make that move? What word of advice would you give them?
Identify. There's situations that identify when it's time to go. I think we as a people don't know when it's time to pull out. You know what I'm trying to say? And it's real easy. It's real easy. If you're in a situation and it's combative all the damn time, I'm talking to my men right now. Okay, you a man, and there's certain characteristics that a man is going to exude. He's the fix-it guy. Even if he's fixing with his mouth. If you coming and you complaining about something all the time, and I was telling you earlier, it's going to be on him to start kicking in thoughts. Well, baby, well, the hell with her. You need to do this. You need to do that. Why are you even going to the beautician? She ain't never there, or she talks too long, or whatever. As soon as and every time you speak, brother, she don't want to hear what you got to say. Every single time, that's not your woman.
Can I just say this, like with your combative situation? Because combative doesn't always mean arguing or fighting. Because I just want to say this, like if you're in a relationship and every time you think about your partner or they come over or the phone ring and you see their name and instantly your mood change, it's time to go.
That's a good one too.
It's time to go.
Well, combative in an argument. See, a lot of people, I don't mind arguing because that's what me and you do.
Yeah.
Right now, we arguing right now. Argument is here's an argument.
But see, we know the definitions of words. Other people don't. That's why we always got to explain some stuff.
Right. That's right. So if I'm arguing with you, an argument is not a fight. Nah. It's literally, if I say, Ebony, the sky is blue, and you say it's gray. You're going to explain to me why you think it's gray. I'm going to explain to you why you think it's blue. See, they're arguing in the courtroom. It's
a debate.
If the trial is, did he murder somebody or didn't he? That's an argument. Mm-hmm. They're not hollering and yelling and cussing and stuff like that. But every single time you say something to your woman or your man, and especially the man, every time you say something to your woman, she don't concur. The word is obey. Obey means to be in agreement. So you say that word to a black woman, she gonna think, nigga, I ain't your dog, okay? But if you say
that's another
you can't come in agreement with me on nothing, you can't come in agreement. That's why the mom say, I need you to obey me. She just wants you to be in agreement with her.
Yes.
Now, I don't use that word because a lot of people don't like that word. But that's, once you realize this woman ain't following nothing you say, brother, it's definitely time to pull out. And it's the vice versa. You the woman, right? You the black woman. You're supposed to be the element to make my good grade. You're supposed to be the wisdom to my thoughts and concepts. If you ain't giving me anything when I'm speaking to you, and if you want to know, I don't know type of chicks, I'm sorry. It's not for me to go. You ain't adding nothing to the cipher. You're not helping me. I just need your mind.
All right, well, I'm going to give you my words of wisdom. And any female that has asked me for advice, I've probably told them this, especially if they're in a relationship and they're thinking, should I stay or should I go? And I say these words because a lot of times, the number one reason females tell me they don't want to leave is because I love him. And I always say, sometimes it gets to a point where you have to choose to love yourself more than you love somebody else. And especially if you're not being fed the things you need in that relationship. And leaving doesn't always mean you don't care about somebody. It means just what I said. At this moment, I'm choosing to love myself more than I love you by doing what's best for me instead of what's best for us. Deuces. Well, this has been a great episode of the God and the Goddess podcast. I'm the Goddess Ebony. As always, I'm here with the God, Hiram Akeem. We'll catch you next time. Peace.